What's going on, guys? This is Dime, and today we're going to be making a leather lighter and zippo case. So similar to this one right here, but instead of having the lighter on the side, it fits a bic or a clipper, which is pretty cool. But it's one of my first ones I made. I'm going to be making one to fit a zippo right in the front instead. So let's get to that. Alright, so I'm going to start just by tracing this box in the middle of this piece. So yeah, kind of following those curves a little bit in the bottom corners, and then it's going to come back out to the same width, and I'm just going to bring it straight down, and it'll be the thickness of this bottom. So there's that line. And then I'm going to transfer that over the other side, and I'll get this cut out, and I'll get back to y'all here in a second. Alright, we got this loosely drawn out. Now let's fold it around this, see how it lines up. I'll start with the bottom. Let's fold that over right at the line. Let's see how that lines up. That's pretty good. It's a little proud. So I'm going to end up trimming that down, and just mark that. Loosely trim this edge down. Alright, so there's that piece. And our adjustments are on there, what we need to do. Now let's go to the next piece. Alright, there you can see that. Now again, there's this gap here because the leather is going to want to stretch in. It's not it's not a really heavyweight leather. So it's going to stretch and fill that gap, and there's going to be stitching through there, and it'll get all heated and hammered down to smooth everything out. That's pretty much that piece. So we'll get this transferred over to leather, and then once I get this transferred into leather, cut into leather, then we'll start working on the zippo pocket that's going to go on the front of this thing. Alright, here's our piece of leather. Let's get this transferred over. There's our general shape. Alright, let's get this cut out. Alright, here's this cut out. Now I'm going to go around the edges with a torch real quick, singe everything off, kind of harden it up. It'll make it easier in the long run. Alright, there's that. You can see there's a little bit of stretch to this stuff, so that's what I was talking about with that gap that's going to get taken up on the back. Now it's time to get a general idea of how the zippo is going to fit on the front of this thing. Alright, to get a general idea, here's what we're going for. I'm going to be adding a little finger cutout right here so you can slide the lighter up out of here. That's pretty much it. Just showing y'all how we have it mocked up right now. Again, that's because the leather's going to stretch in when I tighten it up with the seam, stitching it. So yeah, I'm going to get this pocket transferred over to leather, and then we'll get started on the sewing. Alright guys, got this piece done. Now I'm going to go and punch all of our holes out. I'm also going to go ahead and line this with holes and do a seam, a stitch all the way around the edge of that finger hole, so that it's a little bit stronger. It won't have a likelihood, less likely to tear. Alright, now that piece is done, let's move on to the next panel. Alright, there's that one all punched out. Now I'm going to start by stitching this one right here. And then we'll work on fitting this to this, because I'll have to punch some more holes to line these up. Somewhere right here and punch more holes. So we'll see how we do. Alright, let's start stitching this up. This takes a while because it's all hand stitching. That's alright. Gotta enjoy the craft. She either just pulled tight, but not tight enough to scrunch up the leather. And just keep on going. Alright, I've got that stitching done. Now I've got to fold this up and fold the sides around. First I'm going to try and line up this zippo right where I want it. Alright, I got that on there. Now what I'm going to do is start punching it out. I'm going to use this right here, this piece, keep as a reference kind of, so I know my spacing and my stitching, so it can all line up just right. Alright, I got my holes punched here. They line up with these. So now I'm going to get this one side started. Alright, got down to here. Got done with this one side. Now I'm working on trying to saddle stitch this corner. See how I got that nice corner on there now? I'll get back to y'all when I'm a little bit farther done with this. Alright, there's that. I gotta get this last little seam right here, punch a few more holes right under it, and then get that sewn up. I'll get back to y'all when that's done. Alright, so that's fully sewn in now. Slide it up. It's a little bit of a tight fit, which is perfect. So it'll wear itself in and stretch a little bit over time. It's leather, so it'll do that. Now I'm going to start with the stitching of this. All this. Alright, let's get to sewing this thing up. This is I believe a saddle stitch. Or no, this is a box stitch. That's right, it's a box stitch, I believe. Alright, we're down to the last seam right here. As I go up, it'll tighten as I pull it and, cinch everything together. For this seam, for everything else, I've done box stitches. But for this one, I think I'm going to do a type of saddle stitch. Or attempt to, anyway. We'll see how it goes. So I'm going figure like across and X's back and forth. And you can already see how that's cinching everything up. Just gonna keep doing this, repeating. Just keep cinching it up as we go. I will get back to y'all here in a second when I'm to the top. Alright, here we are at the top, doing this final little cinch down. You can see how everything locks into place. I'm going to hold it there while I attempt to tie a knot in this. Pull these needles off here. Okay. Let's see what we can do here. Alright, there's one. And two. Alright, let's get this cut off here. Let's grab our little torch. Get that melted down. Slowly push it in place. I'm going to take my little hammer. I'm going to heat this whole seam up. I'm going to hit it. So I can see how symmetrical that is. I can go around everything with the torch one more time. All the stitching. Get that wax to soak in and set so it's all solid. Alright, yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. It's not perfect, but I wasn't expecting it to be. Now I have a case for the zippo and cigarette pack. Thank you all for watching. Don't forget to comment, tell me what you think of the project and how I can improve my content. Subscribe to the channel and drop a like if you enjoyed. Thank you very much.